Hit it, Anton, and stay in the frying pan because
Game,
you're not
shot,
done yet.
And the match, Anton Ostlund.
He wins by 4 legs to 3, and Bialecki in his first 3 rounds yesterday really was skirting fixtures like that, but he doesn't get away with this one. Anton gets his revenge for yesterday's loss and wins that one by 4 legs to 3 in Game 1 of Group C on Friday.
He's concerned, but this 86 for Matt Clark to break the throw in the opening leg. Another one of them. And now the bullseye.
Game shot on the first leg.
1-0 Clark.
Matt Clark.
Is that the noise of Superman? Like Superman has slowed down since leg number 1 and Jim has started to speed up, in a manner of speaking.
Double 12.
Game
4-12.
shot on the third leg.
And McEwan is
Jim
motoring
McEwan.
now. The average 104.34. 12 data on the...
Might just need the 3. Double 8.
Game
Clark
shot on the
takes
fifth
the
leg.
lead
Matt
with
Clark.
a 15-dart break of throw. They cost him a foundation to start his day.
Game
He does not
shot and the
stop
match, Matt
here
Clark.
because he is very much back in the race. The top 2 who are on 8 points at the start of the day have been stopped by both Matt Clark and Anton Ostlund, who were in the bottom 2. So what a day we've got ahead of ourselves. That's what you saw in Game 2. What are we going to see in Game 3? Great first start. This is a strong start from the
Game
scholar.
shot on the first leg.
You're not
Matt
going to see much
Dennant.
better than that in this building. Don't tease me, Matt. Don't tease me.
180.
Tease me, tease me, tease me.
41. Matt, you require 170.
It's on. 356.
145.
Dennant is in 3 figures for the average. West,
100. Matt, you required 25.
91.5. It just doesn't seem to be enough against Dennant, who's in this sort of mood, who's hit double 9. He's only got 7 left.
Game,
What a performance
shot,
that is.
And the match,
The
Matt
thorn
Dennant.
in the side of Steve West for the week is named Matthew Dennant. A really good performance, 98.25 in a flash. He wins that in less than 10 minutes. And my word, he just found the right shots at the right times, and Matthew Dennant is now on 6 points alongside West. We've got a table that is just tantalising. We will be back after this is going to be in the
Matt,
basement.
you required 16.
Double 8 for Clark. The exhaler breath. The pin on the
Game,
double.
shot, and the
And
match,
not all
Matt
heroes wear
Clark.
capes, but Superman is looking to rise from the ashes. Matt Clark is still in the mix, is still in the equation. The man who came so close towards the big prize in Series 2 is hoping to be back in Series 5. A 13 data to complete the job for free against Anton Ostlund keeps him in the mix on 6. Next up, Bialecki against West.
Steve, you required 94.
This is such a big shot for his confidence.
Game
Good
shot on
old
the
double
second
top.
leg. Steve West.
Just when you need a friend, it pops up and says, come on in.
Third leg, it's Sebastian to throw first. Game.
Choice here.
Sebastian, you required
Predominantly
48.
this week, he's been choosing double 16 over double top. He chooses double 16 again.
Game,
And it
shot,
is a fine
and
choice
the
because he
match,
gets a
Sebastian
4-1
Bialecki.
victory. It is a 4-pointer style game, which is won by the poll. And it means that West goes to 5th position in the table. And provisionally, it is Bialecki who is top on points on his own. And he's the first person to get to 10 points in the table. We'll survey that a little bit more when we come back. And that's when McEwan will take on Dennant.
Jim, you
If
require
he wins that game, he would
120.
take on the number 1 seed, Andy Bartons.
Ladder time. Climbs for the single. Looking to reach the summit of the double.
Game shot on
That
the
is so
fourth
good.
leg. Jim McEwan.
Found the right-hand side of the bed, and in a very tight match.
Jim, you require
Well, maybe he is
40.
now, but he's looking like a winner.
If he can pin, all reliable.
Game, shots,
and tops
the
is
match.
found for
Jim
McEwan to
McEwan.
move him on to 10 points and to keep the chasing pack at bay. Matt Dennant got off to a fast start, but it kind of unravelled from there. McEwan's consistency and steadiness won out. A 98-96 average and 4 out of 5 when it came to the finishing, helped by that Shanghai finish. Right, coming up next, big game for Steve West and Matt Clark. Realistically, the pair need a win.
However, West has got the equivalent of 2 double tops to win the game. This is huge. And
Game,
it's in.
shots, and the match.
West is still
Steve
alive,
West.
but Clark looks gone. How much has he got to do in the last 2 rounds? We are about to find out. But after that 4-1 victory against Matt Clark, he is still kicking in what is a very tumultuous pool here in Group C. When we come back, it will be Ostlund against McEwan, who is looking to get to the top on 12 points now.
Jim, you
Here.
require
I'm
118.
going to give you another scenario in the next leg, which will not make for good reading for him because, well, McEwan here, first up, 118 for the opening leg. Has he got Anton's number? Has he got tops in his locker again?
Game
Oh,
shot
you
on the
bet
first
he
leg.
does.
Jim McEwan.
He's done it again on tops.
This is just a typical Jim McEwan. I wonder what kind of statement
Anton, you
Anton
require
could make
106.
if he was to get the win against McEwan here. Double top.
Game
That is
shot on the
wonderful.
second leg. Anton Ostlund.
That's a 15 dart leg, having thrown 13 darts in the board. An underdog, under the radar, pick your superlative. He is firmly now the favourite to win this group.
Game,
And he
shots,
finds
and the
tops
match.
for
Jim
what is a
McEwan.
third ton-topping finish and a 4-1 victory. 103.65 the average for Jim McEwan, and his level of performances is going up as the pressure ramps up. As for Anton Ostlund, he is officially out. 4 out of 4 in the doubles to Jim McEwan. 3 ton plus checkouts. It is granite from Chucky. After the break, Dennant and Bialecki go to battle. This is a big.
And it might just be one more leg that Sebastian needs after the next 2 darts.
Single. Bullseye. Clatters into the first dart. Just needed confirmation as to where it was.
Game
But he
shot on the
finds the
fourth leg.
bullseye.
Sebastian
And you can see
Bialecki.
that clear as day. And he may have daylight on Dennant. He leaves free. Navian region as Bialecki here looks at 111 to win the match. Well, that could be a happy enough accident. That's 21, so that leaves 90. Wow. Double
Game,
18
shots,
for
and the
Bialecki.
match. Sebastian
Aye.
Bialecki.
A Nelson finish to defeat Matt Dennant, and that means that his race is won as far as Champions Week is concerned. And so now there's only 3 contenders left in the race. There may only be 2 in a few minutes' time. Bialecki, a 4-2 winner with an 88.31 average, 4 out of 10 on the doubles at 111 to finish. And if Anton Ostlund beats Steve West, that is that.
McEwan and Bialecki. You've got to think that McEwan
Game shot on the
winning
first
is the
leg.
best thing.
Steve West.
But first, Steve's got to win. If he doesn't... I know what you were saying. That was a big Dan Byrne reference, wasn't it?
Double
Game
18
shot on
for
the third
103
leg.
to bring it back to
Anton
2-1.
Ostlund.
And every single drop leg is almost endemically
Fourth leg, it's Steve to throw
finishable
first.
as
Game
far
on.
as Steve West is back to keep
Steve
the flame
required
of flickering.
20.
Double 10.
That's the exact statement.
Game,
It's flickering.
shots, and the match.
Only
Steve
just.
West.
He still has a chance, but he needs help from the other people in the group who are still in this race. It's going to be Clark against Dennant after this. Both of those players are eliminated, and they're not going to get their hands on that this week. West still might, and what a performance that was, averaging over 101. 12 darts thrown, 104 left for both. A little bit of Motown here for Matt, 4 for tops.
84. Matt, you require
Matt might follow
104.
the same sort of path.
One Matt couldn't make it. Can the other Matt do? Double 16
Game
for
shot on the
104
first
for
leg.
Matt Dennant
Matt
to
Dennant.
break the throw of Matt Clark to lead 1-0. And probably a performance that'll make him kick his heels
Game,
even more
shots,
because he's put in
and
a
the match,
fantastic
Matt
performance. But
Dennant.
it was a case of too little too late for Matt Dennant. An average of just under 95.5, a 4-0 win against Matt Clark. 4 out of 5 when it came to the finishing, including that ton plus 104 checkout as well. So Matt Dennant wins the Battle of the Mats against Clark by 4 legs to 0. Next up, it is the king-making game potentially here at the Super Series. We know that Jim McEwan is going to be chucking on Saturday night, but Chucky may well be helping Westy if he can beat Bialecki.
But the way that Jim's been finishing today, he probably isn't going to get a look at it.
Game shot
I
on
hate
the
to say I
first
told you
leg.
so.
Jim McEwan.
Another ton plus checkout for Chucky. McEwan wins by 2 legs.
Jimmy required 10.
That's much better for Steve. He chooses double 1. And it
Game,
works.
shots, and the
Steve
match.
West is
Jim
still
McEwan.
going. Well, for how long we don't know, we are going to take a break from the top spot battle when we come back after the break as Matthew Dennant takes on Anton Ostlund as we see the last game of them. As those guys leave the stage, it's Jim McEwan who's just done a favour for West, but now he turns from friend to foe because West will take on McEwan in the penultimate match. But before then, it is Dennant and Ostlund. We've all left ourselves 141 and said, oh, what if this is for a $9? But it's not.
Hold on, Anton. Oh, we're having a bit of fun here on Friday now.
46.
You sounded like Santa Claus there, Henry.
Matt, you required 46.
This is not a gift.
Game shot on the second leg.
Matt Dennant is the Grinch.
Finish off his
Matt,
Champions
you
League
required
campaign here.
71.
Double 16.
Game,
What a
shots,
fine finish
and
that
the
is.
match. Matt
With a dart to
Dennant.
spare, it is Matthew Dennant who wins a very decent contest there, averaging just shy of 89. It is goodbye to the scholar for now, and it's goodbye to one-ton Anton Ostlund, who did Sweden proud over the last couple of days, and indeed in Series 5. But it's bye to Dennant and to the Swede. It might be just hello or goodbye to Steve West, who takes on Jim McEwan next, which is something he has hit today. And, uh-oh.
And with every single passing moment, the McEwan gets it double.
Game shot on the
West
first
will
leg.
lurk in the
Jim
background,
McEwan.
wondering what if McEwan with another big ton-topping finish.
Double top.
Game shot
That's
on
it
the
then.
fourth leg. Jim McEwan.
Your third name into Saturday night, unfortunately, is not Steve West.
Well, he's been hit with haymaker punch after haymaker punch, and well, that just sums up Steve West's week. That just sums it up for a man who's come so close here at the Super Series before. It's not to
52.
be at Champions Week again.
Jim, you required
McEwan
40.
tops to round it off.
Game,
And
shots,
Chucky will
and
be
the match.
chucking at
Jim
Champions
McEwan.
Night again. Jim McEwan will be a part of the big occasion at the Super Series, but for Steve West, his valiant attempts have come to an end. McEwan has sent Bialecki through to the big night with him. A 4-1 victory with a 92 average, 4 out of 7 on the doubles. It started with a 120, and that was kind of the tail of the tape from there. So Bialecki is through. Clark is out. The last game of Group C is coming up after the break. Extend this game into a 6th leg, double 16. Can he work his way above?
60.
No is the answer. And so the target that
Matt, you
Bialecki has
required
just missed
32.
is the one that Clark wants to win him the match.
Game, shots,
And Matt Clark
and the
will round
match.
off his
Matt
Champions Week
Clark.
campaign for win. Was it to be for the former finalist? He was eliminated. but Bolt will be in the big night. Sebastian Bialecki, the 9-dart hero of yesterday, did enough on the day today to see himself into the finale tomorrow evening. That's a tail of the tape from our final game of the group. Matt Clark wins that last game, but it's Bialecki and McEwan who progress through to Champions Night.
Yeah, thank you very much, Henry. Matt Clark signing off with that victory, but it was all about the top two. They came into the day as the top two and ended up there as well.
I think he did a great job, especially Jim McEwan. I think Sebastian rode his luck at times. I think he would admit that. I think the first three games of yesterday, had they turned out slightly differently, then maybe we'd be in a very, very different mood with someone like Steve West or even Matthew Dennant. But the fact remains that it's all about points. He got enough, and other people weren't able to do that.
Well, here's a recap of what happened, the results from the 15 fixtures. And when we saw both McEwan and Bialecki lose those first games, did you think we might get a much more congested end to this group?
Yeah, absolutely. We looked at the table before things started and thought, based on form, it looks like they might be stretching their legs early. It proved to be the ideal sort of scenario for Steve West, where if he was able to get a really good start like he did on Monday, for instance, where he was winning 3 games out of 3, that's where he could have imposed himself. But whereas the ideal start for Steve came from the others losing, he wasn't able to take advantage of that, and I think that's where it was won and lost.
Right, we'll talk about Sebastian Bialecki and Jim McEwan in a moment, but first of all, we will talk to Sebastian, who is downstairs with Phil Bars.
Sebastian, congratulations. You are at Champions Night. Just sum up how you're feeling.
I'm feeling amazing. Just when the first 3 days it was terrible, playing just up and down. But last 2 days was amazing, playing good average, 90 plus, a lot. So I'm happy for. I will be in Saturday.
Going into that last game, did you know that you were already in finals night, or did you think you had to win?
Yeah, I know. Before the last game, I advanced, but I want to, of course, win last game. But I don't know what. Just left, right, just no trouble.
That was a very tough group you were in. That must give you so much confidence that you've come out of it.
Yeah, of course. This group was very a lot of tough, and fantastic. Will be in first to place. So,
Sebastian, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, quick word on Bialecki then, because this week has been quite remarkable, hasn't it? Only winning a couple of games in Group A and then getting to Champions Night.
Just goes to show what you can do when you can draw a line under one campaign, start another the next day and figure something out. I think the biggest thing for Sebastian this week has been acknowledging his weakness, which was trying too hard in the first 3 days, and then the ability to implement a plan that has worked. I think he should be very proud of it.
Yeah, and that bolt from the blue yesterday as well, the 9-dart, a really special moment.
It would be for anybody, no matter whether you're Phil Taylor, Sebastian Bialecki, or anybody in this room. We've seen history on that stage with Fallon Sherrick getting the first broadcast one for a lady, and we've seen Sebastian get his own little slice of history, but he wants more, and it's right over there.
It certainly is. The main man in the group, though, was Jim McEwan. He produced some really good stuff today. Just remained solid, fought back from losing that first match. This 107 against Anton Ostlund to win, it actually turned out to be enough to secure qualification.
Yeah, I think he'll talk a game that is very humble, one of it being very hard, but when he's playing at the level he's played the last couple of days, he makes the game look very predictable. And I mean that in the nicest sense. When you make the game look easy, that is a great compliment, because it's all about tops. When he's hitting tops on combination shots, he's very hard to beat. And you think about some of the things he's done in his career. He's had great times in Southampton. He's won WDF ranking events in the past. He's been to the quarterfinals of the World Championship at Lakeside. And we shouldn't underestimate just how good he still is.
Yeah, and then he goes on to beat Sebastian Bialecki, and in doing so, tops the group as well. I mean, I said to him, when you look at that group on paper, it looks like a very convincing win, doesn't it?
It does, but I don't think anything feels easy at this level. You're thinking about, young stars, seasoned stars, people from different areas of Europe and the world sometimes, and you might know a great deal about them, you might not. But the ability for him to impose himself in group scenarios here, it's one of greatness, because he always seems to have the answer.
And he certainly did impose himself on Group C. Here is the final table. Jim McEwan, 16.6 clear of third and fourth place.
He's also done something that not a lot of people have done in this building. He's won a Group A, he's won a Group B, he's won a Group C, and he's won on a Saturday. There's only one thing left. He needs to win a series. So congratulations, Jim. You've pretty much completed Super Series darts, but the biggest prize is yet to come.
But it could come tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the story of the week. We have half the places filled now at Champions Night. Andreas Harrison, who won on Wednesday in Group A, Jim McEwan and Sebastian Bialecki joining him, and Group B will be back this evening. The table in Group B is looking very, very interesting, isn't it? Largely because the man at the bottom of it, Conan Whitehead, Series 1 winner, didn't get any victories.
And there's a big gap between the leg difference between Pilgrim and Whitehead as well. It's not so much the gap between top and bottom there, it's the gap between Conan and Quantock. So that's only 7. That's very manageable. So yes, you can say that he's 8 points behind, but technically he's only 4 behind Chris Quantock. That first match tonight may stipulate everything, because if he loses his first game, you just got a feeling that it's not going to happen. And his first game is against Chris Quantock, who, if he wins, will go to 6, and that's where everything starts to fall.
Yeah, epitome of a 4-pointer. Well, that will get underway from 10 tonight, and by the end of that session, we will know all 6 Champions Night players. But from Group C this afternoon, it was brilliant Bialecki and magnificent McEwan who made it. Yes, Chucky, he's at Champions Night.